how did this even play out as a Hindu Muslim, as in a India Pakistan? How did that even happen when you clearly mentioned that this has nothing to do with the Muslim angle at all?
Yeah.
Um, how did that happen? And secondly, I think a tag question to that would be that when such things happen, like in the case of what the true genesis of this incident is, what you said is the Ganesh Chaturthi festivities that were going on, and the attack on the residents. What is their recourse to? Who do they turn to? The authorities, yes, but is there some sort of an ecosystem that in the UK, in places where probably the Muslim community is in large numbers, who do they turn to?
Wonderful.
Two
So
questions.
two very perceptive questions. Thank you. They're excellent and to be brought in front of our audience. The first
Right.
thing is that we have a very large Gujarati Muslim community in Leicester as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Gujarati Muslims who are from India who would be hypothetically supporting India in a cricket match. They wouldn't be supporting Pakistan.
Interesting.
Mix. So in that scenario, the question then arises, how on earth did these commentators determine that it's a Hindu-Muslim issue?
Exactly.
Right? And this is a key point which the police should be taking on board and
Mm,
recognizing and maybe even using it as a filter to
mm,
determine what is inciting
exciting.
propaganda. And that would be a very big issue.
Mm,
Nobody on the Hindu community side, nobody on the India cricketing side or in the residents of that community has spun this with a Hindu-Muslim angle. That has
mm,
not come from the community. And so there is clearly a mischief maker
correct.
present. Now, this mischief maker has access to a very well-established, as we are now seeing the evidence for it, ecosystem. And
Mm,
this ecosystem seems to have actually kicked off even prior to any evidence having been gathered. We
absolutely.
saw prominent Muslim Twitter handles immediately alleging that these were Hindutva thugs without any evidence whatsoever. We saw prominent anti-India journalists also tweeting the same trope. And there is a little bit of an ecosystem in our community.
Mm,
But there is something I want to highlight for our own community. Why does one need an ecosystem?
mm,
You know, in this country, we have a principle of policing by consent, right? The community has given up its natural right to bear arms in its own self-defense. We have given that to the authorities
mm,
and entitled and empowered them to use force on our behalf. And the other side of it is that they then accept the responsibility of protection.
mm,
Now, if that's the case, why do we need an ecosystem? The Hindu community is known for not needing an ecosystem because it integrates so well wherever it goes.
correct.
You know, I often say that if you look at the human family globally as a body, we are like stem cells. You know, wherever you go, you'll find Hindus will look and think, the medical system's not very good here. And suddenly our community is producing lots and lots of doctors and physicians,
True.
educationalists, finance, entrepreneurs. You know, we are economy builders.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we need an ecosystem to protect ourselves? It's an unnatural task. When there is harmony, when there is cohesion between communities, communities don't need an ecosystem
Mm,
until they are attacked. And so we are in that stage where it's become apparent increasingly to more and more Hindus that in fact being tranquil, being completely integrated is not enough, because there is obviously somebody, some group, some element, some constituency implementing policies and propaganda campaigns which are creating a hostile environment for us.
right.
So in answer to the question about an ecosystem, there is a rudimentary ecosystem which was really created to support our community's social and pastoral, temporal and spiritual needs, but not to provide security, not
Mm,
to be able to have a mechanism available on tap to be able to respond to these issues. So we're in the process now of sculpting and creating that. if I can again use my analogy of a body, a healthy body is tranquil. It is in a position of stability, of contentment. And it's only when it's attacked that the immune system kicks in. When it's physically attacked, we have a nervous system which triggers a whole sequence of fight and flight instincts. If we're attacked by a virus, an immune system kicks into play. But in the absence of a threat, it's natural for the body and for a family and for a community to be tranquil and not need to be able to defend itself. So
True.
this ecosystem is certainly the need of the hour. The community must reconfigure its resources to be able to support the creation of its own ecosystem so that it can respond in an adequate manner to restore tranquility, to identify who the troublesome elements are within our own community and other communities, and ensure that the authorities can then act and deal with them. This ecosystem is the need of the hour, and I think that's something more and more people are becoming aware of.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.